everybody, and welcome to the channel. I hope you're all well, enjoying, well, in the UK we're having a hot spell of weather at the moment, which is really nice. So I thought I would do the mid-year freakout tag. It looked quite fun. I've not done it before. Probably will do it again, similar point next year, so I can do a kind of compare and contrast. So I will put the questions in the comments box. It was an original tag, I think, last year. I will put who started the tag, and then it's been updated this year. Again, I will put who started it. I can't quite remember the names. I've not been that brilliant. So I've not been that brilliant. It kind of, but I will put them in the comments. So I'm rambling a bit. Anyway, so I'll just kick start, I think. So how many pages have you completed so far in 2024? So I went through my little colouring journal because there are some I haven't shared on Instagram. So I think this is the most up-to-date record, and I made it 93. I don't know whether to be disappointed about that or happy. It's close to 100. I guess that's good. I don't know. I've got nothing to compare it to. So yeah, 93. It does seem like quite a lot. And this is based on stuff for today, so I guess that's 7 months. So I guess I'll be close to 150 by the time I finish this year, which actually that is quite a lot. How many books? So again, I totted them up all here, and I've done 51 books. Again, I was quite surprised at that, because I think it shows that I'm not often doing more than one page in some of the books. So I may want to look at that next year, so that I'm kind of completing more books, if that makes sense. So yeah, so that was quite interesting. My favourite completed pages, I pulled them out for you and I will share them now. So I have a couple in Enchanted Earth by Mel Pamini. I'm just gonna, I don't think I can zoom out any further. I'll just do this. That's a bit better, isn't it? Hang on a sec, I've zoomed out a bit now, or actually I just heightened my tripod. So I've got a couple in Enchanted Earth. This one I did as a full colour along on the channel, and I will link the video here. Number of mediums used. I like to use Albert Durers in Mel Pamini's books, especially as these one-sided pictures, and polychromos as well. There's some stickles, and I just love the contrast, I think, of this. So like I said, yeah, that's a full colour along on the channel. And then I've also got the glow picture in here somewhere. This one. I love, again, the contrast of this. I went with quite a vibrant red background. Lots of sparkly stuff, lots of stickles. Security Jelly Roll Glaze. I would have used Albert Dürer again. I think it's New Colours in the background as well. But yeah. So those two are my two favourites in there for this year. Enchanted Earth. Then I have a couple in Rita Berman's Meine Reise durch Afrika. So this one you will have already seen in a completed pages video. And it's like a comic strip. I wouldn't say comic strip, but 3 strips. I like the vibrancy of how this turned out. Arteza Expert pencils is usually what I use in her books. They did have a bit of bleed. I used a Spectrum Noir glitter brush pen and they bled a little. But I love the vibrancy of this one. Then one I have completed this month I also really, really love. So I'll give you a quick sneak peek of, and that's this one. Arteza Expert pencils. Again, I just love the colours. And the monkey's just really cute. Or ring-tailed lemurs, I think they are, aren't they? I love the colour choices I made. So that's a quick sneak peek. I'll talk more about that in my July completed pages. Then I have one in Daydreams. This was a double page spread for Mermaid. And it is this one. Lots of Cotman, Winsor & Newton and Cotman watercolours. This paper is amazing for being able to take the water. There's no bleed. This is all just me being messy, but I used, I don't know, 2 or 3 layers of watercolour on this. I also had a bit of an experimentation with her skin. I followed a fantasy skin tutorial on YouTube. I want to say, can't remember who it is, but I will put it in the comments. but it was an amazing tutorial, and I'm really kind of trying to get better at skin tone this year. So that was that. I had an absolute blast with this page, and I just loved the vibrancy of how it turned out. So yeah, that's definitely, and a double page spread as well. So yeah, one of my favourites for this year. Then one of my featured artists for this year, Kirby Roseanne, who I'm trying to get better at. I actually really like this page than I did, not that one, this one. I just love the magical nature of it, really, and this was a buddy colour, so that was even better. And I just like the colour choices. I think I normally base with water-based markers and then go over with pencil, but yeah, that one was fun. I enjoyed that one. So that was from Worlds Within Worlds by Kirby Roseanne. Then I had another one of my featured artists this year, Johanna Basford, Worlds of Wonder. And I did one near the back, which I really liked. Typically, I can't find it now. Bear with me. Maybe it wasn't in Worlds with... Maybe it wasn't in Worlds of Wonder. Maybe it was in Rooms of Wonder. It was the one in the back of the book. I can't find it. I don't think it's in this book. I think I put the wrong book down. Anyway, it was one in Rooms of Wonder. You'll have to look on my Instagram. And then Romantic Country 3. And this was the first one I did in this book. And it's this one. This I normally colour with ink tents and then Black Widows in Erie's books. I think for this, I got an inspiration picture off Instagram, and I really liked the way the reflection of the castle was in the water. So I tried to replicate that for myself, and I really like the effect. There's bits of this page I really dislike, but there's parts of this page I'm really, really happy with, and I was trying something different, so that always makes me happy. So yeah, that was from Erie's Romantic Country 3. And then the final one is one I did last month, and it's this one. This is from Hannah Lynn's Enchanted Faces, and I think the reason I like this is I just went for a very minimal colour palette. I went for monochrome, purple for everything, and then with the skin tone, I've been following some skin tutorials. It's a polychromo skin tutorial. Again, I will link it in the comments. But it's like a basic version and then more advanced version. It's basically using more pencil, but I use pencils fully for her skin and her skin tone, and I just absolutely love the way this turned out. And I've been using that tutorial pretty much every time I do a skin tone now, because I really want to get better at doing skin. But yes, that's another one of my favourites for this year. So that's all of my favourite pages for 2024 so far. Then I think it asks, what's my least favourite completed page? Well, I have one in Enchanted Forest. It was a complete disaster. I think it's, yeah, this one. The background just didn't work, and it just lost all the detail of the leaves. I love the page next to it, but it just didn't work. It was really that simple. I just lost all of the detail. So that was that one. And then I think I also have one in Enchanted Faces, which is the Alice in Wonderland page in here. And I just didn't like this one. I just didn't get the dress right with the frills and stuff, and I couldn't make out a lot of the objects, and it's just a very confusing page for me, and I didn't like it very much as an end result. So yeah, that one. So they're my two least favourites. Most coloured in books. So I tallied these up. I did 5 in Small Victories, 5 in Enchanted Faces, 5 in Hannah Lynn's Sweet and Simple, and 5 in Boule de Poils, Balls of Fluff. So they were my 4 most coloured in books. Now, it doesn't surprise me that Sweet and Simple and Enchanted Faces, Hannah Lynn's one of my featured artists this year, so it's, you know, these are artists that I'm wanting to colour in every single month. So it's not a surprise. And Small Victories, Johanna Basford's another one of my featured artists this year. So it's not a surprise that they're up there. The Balls of Fluff one, I've been joining in with Lavella's monthly colour-alongs in that book. And I've been using my Brute Free Squares a lot, so that's been fun. My most anticipated book release, so I've got 3. Johanna Basford's Magical Worlds in October. Enchanted Creatures, which is Lolita Liars. I think there's a few flip-throughs on YouTube. And I think Shell's Colouring Journey has done a completed page. I think Elm Colours may have done a flip-through. And Zucchini Kitty, I think, may have done a flip-through. But that's pre-order on Amazon, and it's really released on August the 19th, so that's really exciting. And then I'm slightly cheated, and Dream Voyage by Mel Pomini is out February 2025. So they're my most anticipated releases. Any new techniques? I didn't have anything to write here, but I think it's probably the skin tutorials I've been following, all with polychromos, learning how to use my pencils, how to build up the colours. So, I mean, it's amazing. Some of these skin tutorials, they pick out the colours and I'm like, whoa, really? But then you add them in and they just give this extra depth and dimension, and it's just incredible that it just works. I need to step out of my comfort zone a little bit and try some of the other darker skin tones. But I'm learning the use of my pencils, and on the different paper, they, you know, on a Hannah Lynn page will behave very different to Hannah Carzon. And I like Black Widow on Hannah Carzon, so I'll have to find similar pencils to the polychromos that I'm using. But I'm enjoying that. So yeah, I want to get to the stage where I just know which pencils I want for which skin tone, and I can just pick them out without having to go back and watch a tutorial every time. But that's fine. My most regret colouring book purchase. I don't think I've got one this year. I've been on a no buy for colouring books this year, and I bought very, very few, if any at all. A Million Baby Animals, definitely not a regret, absolutely love it. I got that with a voucher. Emmanuel Collins 2, that was a Mother's Day present. No regret with that one at all. Matchstick Mouse Big Adventure, no regret. Fairy and Fantasy 4, no regret. Hannah Lynn Victorian Darlings, no regret. They were all birthday presents. Nua's Therapy, no regret. So yeah, I've not bought many books because I'm on a no buy with books, because I really want to just concentrate on my collection as it is and complete more pages in them, but no regrets at all. Books I want to finish by the end of 2024. So this one, I really want to finish this one, but sadly I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm doing kind of 1 page a month at the moment in this, sometimes not managing that and going to my Sweet and Simple. So I need to up my game if I am going to finish it by the end of the year. I mean, maybe I could say that is going to be what I'm going to do, rather than flitting between books and just get this finished. Maybe I'll say that now. That'll be my goal. But that's one I really wanted to finish by the end of 2024. That was the only one I put down as I want to finish. Any uncoloured books do you want to colour in? I don't have any uncoloured books, I don't think. There's a couple of books I've got up there that were gifted to me that I personally wouldn't have bought, that I haven't coloured in. So I kind of don't class them as in my collection. But everything I've bought or has been on my Amazon wish list has been coloured in. I've just literally done 3 coloured in first time pages in 3 uncoloured books this month. So I don't have any of those. Books at the top of my wish list, I would say. Oh, I probably need my Amazon wish list. It's probably all those 3 I said up there. Magical Worlds, Enchanted Creatures, Dream Voyage. I think I've got Fairy and Fantasy 5 by Christine Caron on my list. And Matchstick Mouse Rainy Day colouring book. I think that's it. I don't have many more. Oh, yes, there is. There's another one. Is it? But I can't remember. It's like a Disney one, which I don't normally go for, but it's so cute. But I don't know how I'm going to get it, because it's difficult to get hold of. colouring supply at the top of my wish list. I don't have many supplies at the top of my wish list. I feel now I've got to the point where I've got the supplies that I like, that are my go-tos, that are my basis, and now it's a question, if they run out, I'll replace. So there isn't a big expensive purchase that I want to make. There's a few things I'd like to experiment with. I'd like to buy some drawing gum. So you use it to protect the picture while you're doing a background, and then peel it off afterwards, because I'm a bit messy and I don't tend to cover the image up, and then I get it over everything and then I get frustrated that it looks messy. So I'd like to experiment with drawing gum. And I also saw colouring with Maya using satin glazing liquid to fix her oil pastels, and I want to experiment with oil pastels, and so I quite want to get some satin glazing liquid. So that's on my wish list. My most used pencils. I did a tot-up of this and I was really surprised. My most used pencils are my Arteza Experts. I use them a lot in Matchstick Mouse books, and it's normally after I've used my Arteza Everblend alcohol markers. I think they go together really, really well. So I think that's why they're quite high up. Then it was followed by my Black Widows and then my Polychromos. But I've been using my Polychromos quite a lot recently, and I'll probably be using them more as I do more skin tones. And I bought some Brute Funa squares this year. But yeah, Arteza Expert. I do love them. They're my go-to for Rita Berman. I love them in Rita Berman books. So yeah, that's that. My favourite colouring channels. So I'm subscribed to a lot of colouring channels, but ones I always look forward to when they release a new video is Colouring with Kay. I learnt so much from her when I first started on my colouring many, many, many moons ago. I'm liking and loving Colouring Bumblebee's channel at the moment as well. I've been doing a few buddy colours with her. J.I. Colorist, I always look forward to her videos. Colouring with Love. Love her lives, she's great. And there's a few more as well. But I think the ones I've mentioned are the ones I look forward to, their videos coming out. I will link their channels down below. And then colouring goals for 2024. So I had 4 featured artists for 2024. And featured artists are artists that I want to colour in every month. So Hannah Lynn, so it doesn't matter which Hannah Lynn book, but I want to colour in a Hannah Lynn book at least once a month. Johanna Basford the same, Eerie the same. Eerie was on my list because I struggled with the paper and I wanted to get better at it. And Kirby, I always struggle with Kirby, it's just the detail. Again, the paper's quite tricky. So I wanted to get better at the Kirby. So Hannah Lynn, so far I've done 11. Johanna Basford, I've done 15. Eerie, I've done 7, and Kirby, I've done 6. So Hannah Lynn and Johanna Basford, I've done more than 1 a month. Eerie, I've done 1 a month, and Kirby, I've done nearly 1 a month. I missed a month. So I'm doing well with that, and I'm happy with those kind of choices this year. And that's working. It means the books are coming, like the Enchanted Faces. I can see all that, you flip through and you're seeing more coloured pages than you're seeing uncoloured, which is that was the point of me doing that, was so that, and the point of my no buy on books was so that I could actually see my colouring books filling up rather than lots of white spaces and them not being coloured. So that's that. But now I've also just said in my video, I want to complete this book by the end of 2024, so I might focus in on this a little bit in the last 5 months of the year. So that is it. That is my mid-year colouring book freak out. Quite short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed that. Completed pages for July coming soon. I'll see you again soon. Bye.